Hi everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. We're here for day 16 of Mass Make March, and we are making postcards today. So, a couple things. If you don't want to make postcards, if you have postcards, like vintage postcards or postcards with ugly fronts or ugly backs, you can get those out and we can do something with those. I have loads of postcards that I probably could recover the front because I don't like what's on the front, as well as postcards that like the back is really amazing, but like the front is and like I'd probably just use like the back as the front, but instead of going through those today, I just literally want to create some postcards. I was looking, I don't know if you are like me and that you have 8 million old sketchbooks that have some like tiny, things in them, some notes, like I don't know, I have like anthropology notes in here. Yeah, this is a really old book and like I did like nothing in it. So I have this beautiful book that this is a magazine called Arabella, and it's a Canadian architecture and design magazine, but like all the images in it are just beautiful, like amazing. So what I've grabbed is my Tim Holtz postcard stamps, one of which has fallen into 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, no, they're all here. Okay. Yeah, and then I have this. I got this at like a thrift the other day. I don't know what brand it is, if it's also Tim Holtz. No, it would have Stampers Anonymous on it if it was. I don't know. It's this, though. It's a little postage, like, mark. So I'm just going to actually, like, try to stick it with these because why not? And my little stamp thing here. And then I have this little set here. I have no clue where they came from. I think maybe, like, a dollar store. So I've got that there. I'm going to use this, and we're going to make postcards. And the other thing I was thinking, I just got lots of fun stamps. I have loads of stamps, but I have these handy, which are these green stamps that I got from Nancy at Wishes and Weeds. So maybe we'll use those too, because I don't even have to get up, and that's awesome. So, okay, let's get started. I'm literally just going to go like page by page, and if I love it, I'm going to make a postcard with it. And we're going to start with the cover. I think, well, actually, no, let's leave the cover because that will keep the whole book together if I decide like I'm not going to use, certain pages. So let's see how well these will tear out. I have 2 of these Arabella magazines, and they're just so pretty. Like, I got them ages ago at like a thrift store. So I'm gonna get rid of these weird little drawings. I think I'll just take this right out of its cover, and I'm gonna keep this this cheesecloth here. I'll probably keep this book cover too because I could probably do something fun with it. We do a little journal of some kind or something, and then I can easily get rid of all these pages that are written on. Yes, I know I could reuse them, but I just don't need to. We have a whole book here, right? Okay. So the size of this sketchbook is, let me tell you in inches, 4.5 by 6. So, I don't know, roughly postcard size. I think postcards might be a little bigger usually, although I think they also vary in size, so I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm just going to separate a few of these white pages. So I think what I'll do, I'll leave the last, 15 minutes. Can't use that one because I ripped the corner. But I'll leave the last 15 minutes for the back sides, because that's going to go like a bit of a assembly line. Okay, that should be good. Let's just see how far we get with this. I don't know what I pulled out, but it's a little stack. So let's just move the stamping stuff. I don't need any of that yet, unless I want to do this part first, but I don't think I do. I just want to focus on the images for now. So let's take a look. I like this little, like, you know, Eiffel Tower. Yeah, that's cute. So I think the way I'll do this is just tear the image out of the magazine. Now these are going to be kind of shiny. If that bothers you, you can put matte gel or matte Mod Podge on them to, you know, settle the whole situation down. But I'm really, honestly, I'm really not bothered. It's paper, you know. Let's not be too bothered by paper. Okay, and I'm just going to use glue stick to glue these down. I probably need a new glue stick because my last project was collage boards, and yeah, that's intensive of glue stick. So let me set this one aside so I don't have to fight with it and get a new one, which is over here. 1 minute. I just moved my glue sticks and now they're in front of me. I'll get two so that we can stop doing this. Sorry about that. And if you don't have postcard stamps, if you have any kind of an alphabet stamp, you can use, you know, for the word postcard. And if you have a stamp that does lines, you might want to get that out. I don't, but that's okay. Okay. So I want to get the lamp post definitely on here. Okay. Just going to cut the excess of the picture off. And then the excess white at the front. Now this is sketchbook weight paper, so these postcards are going to be kind of lightweight. I don't know if you want to use a cardstock paper. You definitely can. I've just decided that I want to use the sketchbook paper. So I have to decide, am I comfortable with the weight of this, or does it feel flimsy? Because if it feels flimsy, I can put two together. And I think I'll do that. Yeah, it's just going to be better. But if you want something thin, you know, because you don't want to bulk your journal up, if you've already got a bit of a, you know, gator mouth journal or whatever, and that bothers you, just go with what you, just one page. I honestly think we worry too much about those kind of things. And I'm not going to stitch around these because, you know, they wouldn't have been stitched around if they were postcards. You can, but I'm just going to save us the work today because so many of my projects involve this stitching already. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. All right, one down. So now that I know I'm going to need two of these together, I might as well glue. There we go. That doesn't add a lot of time, really. I think it'll be okay. It's kind of pretty, but I have a lot of that sort of thing already. And as I go through here, I am going to be getting rid of any pictures or pages that I don't need. I feel like I want to keep this page because I want that like whirly image. Yeah, let's do something with this. This is pretty. Okay. I feel like I want those trees. How high up am I though? Am I into that red? I'm a little too high. Let's go down just a bit. Yeah, that's better. Jaggedy edge off. Where's my... Just going to go over this with a card to just smooth out the glue. Okay. Where should I put these when they're done? Maybe over here. I've got this little spot for them. There we go. Oh. See what I mean? Look at this picture. Is that amazing? And what I don't know is if this will be too... This might be too big. Actually, I'm going to go with it. I think it'll be fine. We're not going to get the whole bear's head, but that's fine. Ooh. I knew I gouged my glue. I was like, I felt a little gouge there. I need to turn this up a little, that's why. Pretty generous with the glue stick glue because, you know, I want this whole thing to stick well. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I've centered, be right about there. You can kind of see and feel where your lines are going to be. Like, I know I'm a little too low, so we got to do a little adjusting. I mean, what I might want to do, honestly, if you've got like a spot like that you don't want, just trim it. Give this a little tug. You know, these things are going to take a minute to kind of adjust, right? There we go. And that's okay. You could also use your paper cutter to do this, but make sure it's not one of the sliding ones. Make sure it's the guillotine style and that it's sharp, because with the layers of glue and paper, it could be a little cantankerous, so be warned. Okay. So pretty. It's a little annoying to have to put two of these together, but I definitely want a little more thickness. This is art by Shannon Ford. Okay. It's pretty nice. Let's do that. I think. Yeah. I've been looking at these two Arabella magazines for like so long now and going like, I need to use these. Because they're like the only two that I have. And they're like kind of the odd one out in on my shelf of like magazines. They're like bigger, they take up all this extra space. I've got them with my my coloring books. They're just kind of in the way, so I thought today is the day to actually use one of these. I didn't want to part with them because they're so nice, and I bought them because I knew how great they would be for creating like journal cards or something. I always recommend getting like art magazines and art books because beautiful. You can create beautiful things with them. Okay. Are we getting a little faster? Don't want that one. Oh yes, I like the penguins. Okay. I think I'll tear from the top here. So I'm going to line my card up with the top on this one. Glue book. And you can obviously do postcards like that are collaged. You know, this is really just one of many different surface texture kind of techniques, right? Every day I sort of choose something to do, but you know there's a million ways to cover a surface. I think like last year, or actually it was the first year of ephemera. One day I believe the prompt was postcard, and like, I forget what the other prompt was, maybe fabric. So I actually made quilted postcards, and they were a lot of fun. Okay. Definitely gonna have to pull more of that sketchbook paper. Some of these pages I am going to keep because even though the images are lovely, they're not right for a postcard. That's beautiful. That's tough between these boats and these peonies, but I think I'm going to go peonies. And I just want to size this out. Okay. So what I think I'll do with this one is just tear out the picture that I want. That way I don't get any of the weird extra borders and stuff. And I'll keep that page because there's other nice things on it. And that's how I build my Tuesday 10 bin. Because I pull things like that and I'm like, oh, I can't throw that away. That's got something nice on it. But you know, I make a lot of ephemera with Tuesday 10, my series. It's on a little hiatus for this month because of Mass Make March. I'm just making so many videos already that I don't have the bandwidth to do even more. But it'll be back because it's my stash. I build my stash with it. Okay, so this is a little bit crooked, but I think it's okay because I think it's actually just the scruffy top of the paper that I'd be cutting off anyways. And once these are dry, I can even them out with my paper cutter if I want to. My guillotine, because I don't like using a guillotine with wet glue. It always ends in tears. And doing this with this card really makes a difference. It just really flattens things quite nicely. Okay, hydration break. That's better. Tough choices. I like this one more. done. Alright, we need more sketchbook paper. Move these back over there. Don't know if there's an easier way I can do this. Maybe by... These are really hyper glued signatures, so... It's already together. I'm thinking if I can leave two together when I pull the signature out, that would be a good thing. Because then they'll already be attached. Oh, there's a flower in there. How sweet. It's so delicate. I feel like I know if I keep this, it's going to get broken. But I'm just going to set it over here. Because I am sentimental about pressed flowers that I've pressed into. I always do that. I always collect flowers. And I toss them inside something where, like, I forget about them. So whoever inherits my book collection is going to find a lot of flowers, that's for sure. It is really hard to take this book apart. Okay, let's see if I can get to the center. There's the center of a signature. Let's cut these. That one broke. Okay, good. There we go. That'll make things a little easier, because then when I keep them together, I won't have to pick them up and recombobulate them. I just have to add a little glue in the middle, see? So that's two together perfectly. Much better. These ones that are glued in that are hard. I want to get to the good bit, which is the inside the glued bit. Ones that are just sewn and not actually directly glued. Okay. I actually feel really happy I'm using like a sketchbook out of my stash of unused sketchbooks. I have so much of that. It's because whenever I go to an art store and I see sketchbooks, I'm like, oh, I should pick up another sketchbook because you never know. Could be an end of the world kind of, sellout on sketchbooks. Who knows? They might stop making them. Okay. I'm just gonna grab the rest of the inside signatures. Oh, that one ripped. No. Grr. It's okay. Trim those a little smaller. Let's pull it off there. It's because this one's not broken. It's gonna be so tough. I should call this video "How to Struggle with a Book." Okay. I figure I might as well just do this all, because why not? I'm here. I might as well get them all out. Okay, last of the sewn signatures that I can pull out easily. Alright, let's just set the rest of this book over here, because I doubt we're going to finish all these. So now, our job becomes a little easier. There's no lining up to be done. We're already lined up because we're still connected. Yay. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Lots of lovely smaller images. Yeah, we could do that one. Okay. Nope, it did not work. Gotta go a little lower. There we go. Yep, now we're good. Okay. Bingo. Okay. Next image. That's so pretty. Okay, let's do that one. But I'm going to keep the rest of the images over here because they're really cool. Yeah, so if you ever see Arabella magazine thrifting, pick it up. It's really beautiful. This is another intensive on the glue stick project, FYI. Okay. Alrighty, and on to the next one. I'm starting to feel like this is a little bit more of an assembly line, but like there's more steps involved. Theoretically, I could just, glue all these, then, go image by image. But I kind of like the process of doing a few steps at once. Look at that, so pretty. It's interesting. Let's use this one. When you hold this up to the light, you can actually see exactly where you're laying things down. I don't think I can show that to you, but I have, like, obviously overhead lighting, you know, to film by, and it's helping me see quite well where I'm laying this down. Now that I've noticed that it's there, I'm going to use it. So that will save time not laying things down in the wrong spot. It's funny how we become more and more, you know, economical when we have to do something. We get better and better at the job because, you know, we've found all these little ways to make it faster. Okay. Proud of myself because I resisted the temptation to go thrifting today. That's cool. Okay. And I'm going to use the light to sort of see exactly where I'm laying this down. Yep. There we go. Yeah, I gotta glue down another one. I don't know when the last time is that I sent, actually yes I do. I do remember the last time I sent a postcard. It was when my husband lived in the United States before he moved to Canada with me, and we were like long distance dating while he was in school and I was working here, and he had come to visit me for like a week or so or a long weekend, and then I'd taken him to like downtown Toronto, and we went to go see like a Shaolin, like this like it's a Shaolin monk kind of show with all of these like performing, like these monks that are, I mean, incredibly acrobatic and you know, like warrior type performance. It was really interesting. I forget the name of the show. It wasn't Shen Yun. I have not seen Shen Yun and I don't plan to. It's so weird. But it was like the Shaolin monks or something. So because he'd been to Toronto, it was really funny. I found this postcard, and it was like, it looked like it came straight out of like the 1980s, and there was like a saxophone player with no shirt on, with like long 80s hair, and like pink smoke behind him, and it just said like Toronto at the bottom. And like I found it in this like old, like, actually I think it might have been in the old Mervish store, or not Mervish, Honest Ed's rather. And like, you know, if you ever went to Honest Ed's, if like you've been to Toronto, or you know Toronto, I'm telling you, there were things in there that were in there from like the 1960s or something. So it was an authentic old postcard of like, you know, the Toronto jazz scene in the 80s, and it was so funny. So that was the last time I sent a postcard. It was to my husband, and yeah. But you know, I love going to antique stores and estate auctions, especially, where I buy whole collections of postcards, and just reading them, and like, you know, how people used to just document the most wonderful adventures. It was such a interesting time in travel. Like, it was all so new and, you know, just really wonderful. Oh, these are so beautiful. This is Gretchenaya, the artist, I guess. Look at that. Ooh, beautiful. See, her flowers resemble the movement of fabric. They sure do. I'm getting sleepy. It is starting to get a little bit later now. It's not super late. It's like post-dinner. Okay, let's just tear this out. Put this beautiful poppy on here. But yeah, I always love reading about, like, you know, train trips and boat trips, and it's just nice to read like how people used to have such a naivety of the world, and you kind of get to experience that with them when you're reading, like, especially things that, you know, were like late 1800s, early 1900s. But then, you know, it's also fun to read things from like the 1950s through 70s, because that was another whole experience in postcard writing. Like, I think people had a real sense of humor, especially like, you know, in the 70s, there's a lot of humor. It was a lot of kind of coming of age times, right, to think about. All right. Okay, I think we have about 10 minutes left of doing this. Then we have to get on to the next stage here. This is one of the more messy ones that I don't have the lovely perfectly matched signature. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off first. It's just easier. And then cut the excess off of the back card too. So this is a little straighter. There. A gouge of glue there. I'll fix it with the card. Alright, pick this up so I can see where I'm at. Okay. All day I've been like looking at my screen on my my smart device here that I have on my desk, and it's just been saying winter storm warning. I'm like, it's March, come on. The weather's been really weird this year. Like it's been like either wild storm, ice storm. We had two ice storms this year, and like, what else? Or it's just like too unseasonably like warm or cold. I feel like I haven't been able to do all of the stuff that I did last winter. Like, it's just a very strange, different year. But I don't know. I guess that's bound to happen from time to time. Interesting, but not my style. Oh yes, little birds. We'll go with you. You little birds are cute. Painted by Rose Tanner. Gotta get the beak. I gotta come down a little. Just gonna come up to the light a little more so I can see exactly. There we go. So sorry if I'm getting super close to the camera here. It's just that it's helping me to navigate where I want to glue. Okay. That's pretty. I think I like this one more. Okay, we have 5 minutes left of this stage, and then we gotta get on with the next stage. Because I said 20 minutes, we would allot to decorating the back. One more, I think. And we'll flatten this out. All right, that is all the time that we have for making those this way. So let's just get the extra signatures out of the way here. I'll put them right back with this sketchbook and I'll use them for something. Okay, so now let's get the postcard stamp that we want to use onto a block. So I think I'm going to do a few of each of these because it's fun. And I don't think it'll take up too much time. Hopefully this is still quite wet. I don't know if I have to re-ink this. I have another one that I can use if I need to. Okay, so this goes this way, but you know, I feel like postcards, it doesn't matter what direction the image like is, they always have the same setup, and it's like this. So I'm just going to do that with each of them. Then my little wooden ruler, maybe I'm going to use the guide here in the center, and I'm just going to do this line. I'm not going to do anything on either side, and then I will grab a stamp and I will glue the stamp up in the corner here. And then I have a postcard, right? So yeah, let's just keep going. So let me do, we'll say 4 more of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll switch stamps to a different one. Okay. See what I mean? I think this part will go quick. So we'll do this a little bit like together here, and then I'll do the next stage after. Let's switch stamps again. Oops, that's a little crooked. I gotta fix that, hold on. That's better. I'm not the world's best stamper. I was thinking of getting a stamping platform, but like the ones I've seen are really quite expensive, and so I don't think I need it. Okay. This one. I'm going to tear this page off because I definitely know there's ink on it. These old postcard like stamps, like the original ones, are so beautiful. I'm glad that they did this Stampers Anonymous series to like have these, because they're such pretty postmarks. This one. This way. Okay. Last one. Okay, we're done stamping with these. I don't know if I'm going to use this thing or not. Let's see what it stamps like. I guess I could put it on here too. It's quite big. We'll see. Alright, so now I need a couple things. I need my pen and my ruler, and obviously my stamps. Did not want to glue down. Let's try again. There you go. Better. So we can close this up, I think, for now. Oops. I'm just going to put the little stamp mark underneath the actual stamp, because I don't want to stamp on top of the paper stamps. They're too cool. But I do like the markings. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, that's driving me crazy. Sorry about that. That was bothering you too. It was just rock, 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 rock. This way. I'm just going to do all of these, and then I can put the ink away. Now I know what it's like to work in the post office. I always thought that would be a really fun job. I guess because my job's complicated, I often think about jobs that are repetitious, like, you know, or not repetitious, but like administrative, I don't know, like working in a library. I always think that would be fun. I think working in a post office, like sorting mail, would be fun. You know, I'm sure that like everything that glitters isn't gold, as they say, but you know, it just seems fun to me. Okay, let's get on with the line drawing. We'll do that next. Where's my little wooden ruler friend? Oops. Okay. I need this flat side. Here we go. Oops, that one I went a little too long. Should be more like that. It's okay. Perfection not required. We're just having fun. I've actually seen like a lot of postcards in my time that have really crooked printing on the back, like especially with the the top postcard. Like I've seen a lot of them that they look like they were handmade, but it's just when things would roll off the printing press funny, right? Like they probably could not afford to waste. And it's still like a functional thing, so why would you waste it, right? Because printing costs are probably a lot. The color and the glossy paper. Sorry for that little stitch there, I just had to change batteries. Okay, so now all we have left to do is add the stamps. And I've got the stamps all here. Thankfully we don't have to lick them. I used to always laugh at people who did like Christmas cards and they would like, you know, make their tongues numb just like licking the stamps. I would always look at that rolling wet thing that they had at the post office, like those, I don't know if your post office had those, those white, like, you know, looking rolly wet kind of stamp wetting things. I always hated licking stamps. I always like would wet my fingers and try to like do that instead. Then I remember like some 80s movie where they talked about like how many calories are in a stamp when you lick it. I'm like, okay. Oops, there we go. So I'm starting to, like, as I'm doing each day, I find I'm grabbing a good, like, relevant to my journal that I'm working on right now. I'm grabbing a piece of ephemera from these piles that I'm making. And, you know, it feels really good to have all these different kinds of ephemera. Like, that's really great. So this is a nice exercise, I think. I'm really getting a lot out of it. And I hope you are too. I hope you can play along. I know, you know, it's mask making is kind of intensive for sure, and I think also some people may not quite know like what to do with things that they've mass made, because maybe you don't sell journals, or maybe, you know, you really need to work just on the stuff for the journal that you are working on at the time. And I get that too. I understand why not everybody would want to do a mass make event. But I like it. If you can, you know, I think one way you could kind of tailor it to work for you in all those cases is like, if you like to make a certain kind of journal, like again and again, like nature journals. Like maybe you do nature journaling, or maybe you do textile journaling. Maybe you have like a knitting journal and you keep all your projects in a journal. Like maybe you can mass make ephemera of that kind of theme. You might find that fun. I like all three of those together. I'm going to put them all together. Maybe two of them actually, because I don't want to skip over the postcard label. And then I have one for this one. Okay, last one. Now I definitely feel like these could all use a lot of ink on the back, around the edges for sure. I'm not going to do that in this video. I don't really think I have time, but we'll see. Like I've got 5 minutes from what I allotted myself, so maybe I'll go through and I'll do this as we count and I show them to you. So 1, our bear. Just want to do it quick. I don't want to do like, you know, crazy ink. 2 is, oh, we need to smooth that one out a little. That one I might need to lift. Yeah, maybe. Let's see if I can. All right, detour. This one's got a derail. This was the first one I made, so it might be a little wonky wonks. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tear this off the front because it just didn't work. I'm not going to stress about it, but I want to keep the back because the back is great. So here is your example of when your front image is whatever and the back is great. Recover it, right? Cover it over. Because I don't know about you, but I find a lot of postcards that are really whatever. So I'll take this one out of the running for now. It's just going to hang out over here. It's not going to be part of our day. Okay, so the new number 2 is this one. I should get a new page to make sure we have no glue on there, and also I should cover up my glue stick because we don't need it anymore. 3. 4 is the penguins. 5 is that beautiful peony. 6 are those lovely trees. 7 is this beautiful forest. 8 is that scene. 9, this really cool like artsy scene. 10 are those lips. 11 is this beautiful flower. 12, the poppy. 13, that flower. I think I'm going to put these in my book press overnight and just let them press flat. Birds. I lost count. I'll count them at the end. Let's just do this. Oh, I'm terrible. Other bird. This beautiful painting. Oh, that's the torn up one. Okay. Let's do our count. Nice little stack. I think I'll put them in the book press because they really do want to kind of bend a little. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not bad. Okay. Let's put our number here, 16. And I realized in yesterday's collage board videos, I forgot to write the 7 at the end of the video, so I did write it right afterward. Okay, so that's it for me. I will talk to you tomorrow with more Mass Make March. Have a great day.